Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Virtuosos. We're going to be talking about the NBA Finals today. NBA playoffs has finally come to the biggest stage now. I mean, realistically, it's been a really good playoffs. I've enjoyed it. I feel like I watched more playoff games this year. I mean, also my team was featured in more games this year, but at the same time, we are at the biggest stage now. We got the OKC Thunder versus Indiana Pacers. Before we get started, Damon, you were basically right on about that Thunder series and how they would handle the Wolves. So how do you feel about the Thunder going into the series against the Pacers and what they could do to basically do what they're supposed to do?
If the Thunder lose, something went wrong, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. Like something went wrong, like schematically. Shea didn't show up. They got a different job. Some like the way they did the Timberwolves. Something bad had to happen for the Thunder to lose this series. Like looking back at it,
they look unstoppable.
Yeah, they look unstoppable. They got too many defenders. It's like you get past Caruso after 15 seconds of dribbling. You got Chet there, Hartenstein. It's tough, man. But yeah, Shea fucking cooked. They looked unstoppable. They look unstoppable right now, man.
Yeah, and you also mentioned how like Ant was gonna burn out. And realistically, what it looked like it was a matter of two things. Shea is just better than Ant. Like that's there's no argument there. And then second, I do think that like when Ant burns out, this happened back to back years now. It's the same exact spot, same exact kind of thing. He's not as quick and speedy and agile as people think. Like in open court, yeah, he can do a lot, but like he's not downhill scoring. He takes a lot of jumpers. People don't realize he takes a lot of jumpers. So he already showing a lot of his fatigue in the manner of the jump shots. To conserve energy, to conserve that defense. Remember, he was talking about he can't play defense on Kyrie.
Can't guard Kyrie
and then go against
30.
And then go against goal 30. Exactly. Right. So then now you got playmakers, the lack of playmakers, and it's like now you got to play make. You got to defend the best perimeter guy. It's like that's too much for any star to do. So like once you say he's gonna burn out, and I'm watching game 2, I'm like, this is bad. This is bad to watch.
11 points, 12 points.
Like it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, man. And then Randall. I mean, you living with Julius Randall. If Julius Randall putting up 40 a game, I mean, something went wrong.
Game 1 he was killing. Everybody was like, well, they only up 2 points.
You know what I mean? It's like
that series for them was lost in that first game. Very similar to the Eastern Conference series. You don't let SGA and J-Dub shoot a combined 3 for 20 in the first half and only be up 4 points going into the second half. You can't win a game like that. You can't let the two best players on the other team shoot that bad and not take advantage of it. And I feel like just with that Wolves team, they just overperformed. That's just all this was. This Wolves team was not supposed to be where they are. I mean, it showed. I mean, Ant had the really good game 3, but man, I mean, I don't think anybody else for the Timberwolves showed up in general.
No.
I mean, there was no big games. I mean, like Julius Randle had the one. I think it might have been game 2 or game 3.
Game 1 he had.
He had like 5 threes. He had like
game
5
1
threes.
He had 5 straight threes, and then
and that was it. Like you know what I'm saying. So Gobert was basically unplayable in the pick and roll because they killed him in the pick and roll every single time.
Played him off the court.
The Timberwolves just looked like they didn't want to be there.
My boy Nikhil had a good game though. My boy, and I said this, I'm like, yo, Mike Conley is not gonna be. It came down to Donnie DiVincenzo, bro. And I knew that wasn't valid.
And when he shot 2 for 13 in that first game, it was a wrap.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, the only way the Timberwolves had a chance is if they just like were more physical than the Thunder. And
ain't that crazy? We mentioned the physicalness, and it was like they felt like they got pushed around. They had no fight in them. They had nothing. It was kind of boring to watch in a sense because like I don't really think I really watched any game like from start to finish with that because it was like this is sluggish basketball. It's nasty basketball. I don't feel like watching the Wolves go out there and praying that they can get open shots. And it's like they're not gonna get open shots because nobody can create. So nobody can create. What are we doing here? Nobody can play make. What are we doing here? We're just hoping we get open.
I think game 1 and game 4 were like the 2 best games.
Yeah.
Everything else was blowouts.
Game 4 was a really good
game. 4 was
game.
it came really down to the wire.
Yeah, and then the Thunder still prevail, and it's like you gotta steal games like that. And if you can't, then you're giving the best team in the league, a team that's almost virtually unbeatable against the East, easier path to the finals when you can't steal games like that.
Yeah, people gotta realize them game 1s where like both teams is coming off a break somewhat. Those is like the biggest games. Like
everybody not Bron.
Bro, you gotta think. I'm a Pelicans fan. Ever since Case and Wiles out of CJ McCollum, we haven't been the same since. We win that game 1, we in a whole different trajectory. So You know what I mean? You gotta steal those. You gotta win those game ones. Like,
Yeah, because when Brown was doing the fill out games, like, oh well, he filled them out in the first game. I still don't believe like nobody loses a game on purpose. NBA playoffs, but like, let's just say like Brown was doing that. It's so hard to be a 6 seed, giving up the first game when you know you can win.
Game, and you're on the
no,
road.
I'm going to want to win.
I'm not going to lose by 3 just to scout you.
Yeah, just to scout you. Like, I'm gonna get you next game. I'm gonna get you next game. Shay shooting like shit, but I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get y'all back next.
Like, oh, I know what to do next game. How you gonna make him shoot worse than what he did?
Like, come on, bro.
But from the Thunder side, that Nugget series was enough for me. Like once they got past the Nuggets, I was like, okay, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, I talked about this at work with some customers, and I think that helped them mature so much faster as a playoff team. Beating a former champion in 7 games, they really showed themselves like, hey, we could step up when it matters the most. And I think it was a confidence booster for everybody, especially Jalen Williams, who had a great series against the Timberwolves. Yeah. I thought he was probably our weakest link in the first couple series, and so to see him now where he goes out there and he kills the Timberwolves, he kills the Nuggets in Game 7, like he's in the right spot going into the finals, where we're gonna need him to step up.
Yeah, he's been huge.
Continue to be that second scorer.
Yeah, he was huge for that series, and I do like to drive to the point that like we figured that it would always come down to experience, and like they played some of the least experienced teams out of 2 of the 3 series. Like nothing against the Wolves, but like that team never did anything yet.
Yeah,
the Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards combo hadn't done anything yet. So, and then like same thing with the Grizzlies, like they didn't do anything yet. When against the Nuggets, you were like, all right, if they can weather the storm, they can steal the games they got to. And it was like the Nuggets stole a game, but also the Thunder stole a game. So it was like it was even playing field now. You come down to Game 7, I think they just walked them off the court. Like, get the fuck out of
here. Nuggets had, I think they had their first series went to 7 games too against the Clippers.
Yeah,
but it's
that's not good.
That's what I'm saying. You brought up experiences. Like everybody on the Timberwolves, every time they lose, I feel bad for Mike Conley. What about yourself? Like,
I really didn't like Anthony Edwards' comments after the game. Like it felt a little too like non-caring. He's like, I'm only 23. Like I got a long time to keep doing this.
Like,
I don't want to hear that from you as a Timberwolves fan. That's crazy
because that people love him for that fire and that energy that he bring, and then you come out and say like, "Well, I'm only 23 and I've been here twice," and it's like, bro, I recall Derrick Rose making it deep into the playoffs at 20 something, and then never making it to past the first round ever again. Yeah. Like, come on now, like things can happen, bad things can happen, your career can change, like anything can change, like your situation can change. The Timberwolves are in a cap situation where they might have to get rid of Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Naz Reid. Like things are not good for the Wolves right now, and that's why they traded Cat, and they only did it to extend the window an extra year. Yeah. And even then, it was like it's still
coming down around.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a weaker team than last year. So, like I agree with that, and it's crazy because like he's a guy that was just pushing Bron. Just pushing him, yelling in his face. He was just the same guy last year. Happy as hell, he beating up on KD and stuff. Now it's 23. Come on now, let's be real. You probably should be mad that you just lost to SGA, somebody that you said you were better than, somebody that you have been kind of rivaled with and kind of aligned with for the last couple of years now. And like SGA has surpassed you. Like, let's be real, he's MVP. He's going to the finals. He's honestly way better than you, realistically, in almost every facet of the game. But it comes down to the fact that like people do love Ant. They give him a lot more credit than they should. So when you just he is 23, he's gonna make it back. There's a good chance that he doesn't make it back, though. There's a better chance that he doesn't make it back.
The youth is just not a good argument to say, this team is going to make it back. It's just how you said, you don't know.
You never know
what's going to happen. This Timberwolves team could not see the conference finals again for years to come. Ant might not even be on them again by the time they see it again.
But think about it. Like, imagine if Kevin Garnett said that when they made it in 2000. Like, you feel me? Like,
I think Kevin Garnett literally made one West Conference Finals.
One Western Conference Finals. The Timberwolves didn't do shit
he made it.
Until
motherfucker was crying and shit, talking about we did it and anything's possible.
Like, you gotta be appreciative of the moment. You gotta enjoy the moment. You know what I mean?
And realize that this shit everything could change.
And it was a pretty bad argument too, because like a lot of people were talking about like obviously like Ant didn't have the best shooting performances in these losses either. But then they try to bring up like, well, SGA wasn't shooting great either in some of these wins. It's like, but I would rather my best player go out there and shoot 13 for 30 before I go out there and shoot 5 for 13. Yeah. You are the best player on your team, bro. And if you're losing, you need to start chucking shots. I would rather see my best player go down shooting.
Motherfuckers talking about he playmaking, but who's he passing the ball?
Yeah, I don't want to see Jaden McDaniels shoot 13 times.
He passes to people that they want him to pass it to. It's a difference if I double team the best player and it's like, absolutely pass to Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, pass to Mitchell Robinson. I want you to. Like, I don't want you to pass to fucking Karl-Anthony Towns open on the wing. I want you to pass to.
Like, there was a
Mitch
reason that
Robinson.
game 3 went so well for him. I mean, I know obviously the Thunder weren't making a lot of shots early on in that game 3, but Ant also went out there and said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna win us this game."
Mm-hmm.
I went out there and he shot those shots.
Like
Yeah, he had 14 in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was going.
I mean, he killed us in the first quarter, and the whole first half he killed us. So for him to go out there in that game 3 and do that, and then I mean, obviously, the Thunder, they make adjustments and they find a way to stop that. But I'm never gonna want to see my star player shoot 13 times in a elimination game.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jay McDaniel shooting the same amount of shots as you, man.
And that was a product of their wins, realistically. I mean, we remember people might remember the Lakers series a little bit different, but like we watched LeBron be passive in the end of the games.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Luka not be able to create his own shot and later in games. We watched Jimmy Butler be passive late in games.
Mm-hmm.
Like we watched Steph Curry go down injury. So like the product of their wins is because the stars were not able to show up.
Yeah.
So then you replicate that and like, oh, I didn't show up. I'm only 23. Like I'll be back.
Yeah,
There's a good chance that you're not back, and there's a good chance
learn
that
from those
things
teams that you
get
just beat
really
up
bad.
on. You know what I'm saying?
That realistically, you would think that. But shout out to the Wolves. They did overperform. Hopefully, they can make it back. Hopefully, for Anthony, they can make it back. Makes a couple of changes with the roster. Anything can happen. But yeah, the 23-year-old, anything can happen.
Yeah.
The Wolves' history shows that like you're probably not.
It's just a
gonna
bad
make
look.
it
And
back.
I just don't want to hear anything like that from a young star.
Exactly.
That's leading my franchise.
And on the other side, the Pacers eliminated the Knicks in 6 games. Really good series. Every game felt very different from the next. But the Pacers showed that they were the better team. They're better coached. And, it is better. Mikal Bridges is terrible. That's Demond Mans. Y'all can ask him about him. That's his twin. That's his boy. So ask him. He'll text me and let y'all know what he say. But more importantly, the Pacers are going to the NBA Finals. Based off what we've seen, they're a product of playing who's in front of them and getting their personnel more ready than the other team. Mm-hmm. And that comes down to using Pascal Siakam as the number 1 option, which I think they started to slowly graduate to in the season this year, opposed to last year where they tried to have Hadley go out and drop 23 and 12 without turning the ball over and shooting them hella efficient. And it was like, no,
not gonna be able to
that's probably not going to be sustainable in the playoffs. And now you got Pascal Siakam in this aggressive mode, being able to play on both sides effectively and very, very efficiently. I mean, he shot 50% from 3 in the East Conference Finals. Like, he literally looked like the player that helped the Raptors win their first ring. So
it's the best he's looked since that.
Yeah, like he looks insane right now. Like there's arguments that he could be, a top 15 player right now. Realistically, the fact that he can play both sides as well as he has, and he's been passing the ball. He's just doing everything right.
He's playing everything right. Yeah.
When I look at the Pacers, like, do they match up well against the Thunder? Absolutely. Will they win? That's a question I gotta ask y'all because there's arguments to be made, but realistically, like, do we see the Pacers being able to go into OKC and steal games? Because they're probably gonna steal games.
I said it at the start, like something have to go wrong for the Thunder to lose, but like it starts in game 1. Like it starts game 1. That's probably gonna be the most competitive game of the series. If you get blown out game 1, it's over.
Takes the wind out of your sail.
That's the one where it's like both teams. That's where it's like not a lot of adjustments is made. It's kind of more like raw. Like I got this and that, you got this and that. We clash. After game 1, adjustments is made and stuff. So if the Pacers come in and steal game 1, it'll be a series at that point. But you come into OKC and get smoked. And I know the Thunder fans gonna want it bad. I
just think we're the
Thunder,
best playoff atmosphere right now.
Yeah,
man. It's hard to come into OKC. And
you gotta think these
are
are 2 small market teams. Like if I live in Oklahoma, I'm getting lit in there.
Yeah,
I'm
you
turning
have to.
up.
You have
got
to.
to.
I'm turning up. So
What else they got to look forward to?
Yo,
literally.
ball, we win the jump ball. I'm dragging it. Like let's.
But that's their thing, though. And I remember in the early 2010s, it was like they used to do like the whiteout games. It was like everybody would stand up until they made a shot.
Yep.
And there was times where they went on stretches of like back and forth. Like they stood up, I think, for like 5 minutes straight, going back. And then when they scored, I'm like, that place blew up. And I was like, how can you possibly concentrate in this atmosphere? And they always had good atmosphere.
And they buy into it so well. Like, they are playoff shirts every time. Call it white out, blue out.
They encourage you to wear that shirt because it just looks like a sea of blue or a fucking white out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
hard for a team to come in there.
It's too hard to look. I ain't gonna lie, it's too hard to look at. Like if you shooting and you're doing all type of stuff, it's just hard to do anything like realistically in OKC. So it's like seeing them steal multiple games, probably at least 2. It's like.
It's hard to think that they're going to go in there and win 2.
Because
most teams haven't even won 1 in OKC.
Game 1 gonna have to be the game. It's gonna have to be the game because I see after the Thunder make some adjustments. I don't know, man.
I'm just interested to see the kind of lineup we run. Like, I mean, obviously you predicted it very well that Chet played a lot more. He played a lot of the 5 against the Timberwolves, which really hurt Gobert, obviously.
And that's
you don't
where he
really have to
belongs.
do that against the Pacers.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if we're going to run that. I mean, like the lineup we ran a lot with the Timberwolves was that SGA, and then it was Caruso or Kaysen, Dort, J-Dub, and then Chet. So, I mean, do they keep to run that kind of smaller lineup? I think you have to. I think Jules actually showed me, and I didn't realize how crazy it was, how much better of a team we are when Chet plays the 5.
Yeah, like plus 40.
Yeah,
think.
right. We execute very well. And like, we're not asking Chet to go down there and snag rebounds because everybody on the team rebounds. So, we're not asking him to go out there and outbody Miles Turner or whatever, So, I mean, it'll be interesting. So I do think the teams match up very well together, but it is just so hard to come at OKC with 5 great defenders that could rotate onto anybody at any given time. You know what I'm saying?
I look at OKC, and it's like there is an outlier, and I will point it out when like we get to it. Like the X factors, I feel like are the same throughout the playoffs. Like Nembhard and Nesmith, like either or have to step up and be that great player. Whether it's between games, like they take turns stepping up, or they both step up at the same time. Like more the merrier. But Nesmith's got to hit his threes again, and Nembhard got to get. He had like 6 steals against us in Game 6. It was like that's ridiculous, but that's the kind of things that you need. OKC does not turn over the ball. They have the best turnover ratio ever already, and it's still got at least 4 more games to play. Better than the 2016 Warriors, better than 2017 Warriors, better than the Spurs teams and the Lakers. Like they're generational defense. So the fact that they can create that turnover margin is literally generational. So like, can you create turnovers for them? Odds are you probably not. So you're gonna have to start. You got to make all your shots. Yeah, you got to be better with the ball. And like the Pacers are pretty good with the ball. Hallie does not turn over the ball a lot. Right. But then you can see the Thunder. They force you to do things you don't like to do.
I say, but if we get you uncomfortable and we're throwing different looks at you, it's, eventually even a guy as great as Halliburton is at playmaking is gonna make a mistake. And OKC only needs you to make a couple mistakes before
they literally only need you to make like 4 or 5. And that's a 12, 15 point swing for them realistically. But the positional advantage thing, like I did see a video about this, and it kind of like sparked my like interest a little bit, because you see that people like, okay, OKC is small, they're small. Small in height and small in weight, but they are different. Like their wingspans are different. And then like you look at SGA, he's the tallest point guard in the league. Yeah. As of today, like today he is. Not tomorrow, but by next month gonna be Jaeger Demon. Like he's coming at 6'9". Yeah. And like you look at these bigger guards, it's like Tyrese Halliburton is 6'5". So like you look at these positional advantages, like you can go out there with a smaller lineup if your point guard's 2-3 inches over the point guard across him. Yeah. Like seeing Jalen Brunson trying to guard Tyrese Halliburton feels like murder. It's like he's gonna shoot over every time.
We got a guy that's 6'5" guard.
Exactly.
That's 5'10".
Like it just feels like there's no chance.
No matter how much of a scrappy defender you are, how much you're willing to play defense, you can only do so much with a 7-inch height differential.
And SG has a 7-foot wingspan. Yeah. And he's getting to the 17-foot midi, and then getting in with these runners and floaters and stuff. And it's like that's a positional advantage. That's the only one that they need, because he's that good. He's that generational. That he's the tallest point guard in the league. So you can go out there and run a 6'3", 6'4" Kaysen Wallace, and then a 6'4" Caruso with a 6'5" Jalen Williams, and then 7'1" Chet. Yeah. It's like the things are different. Oh, Chet's he's smaller in weight, but like SGA is stronger than every point guard. He's the heaviest point guard in the league as well. So it's like the size advantage at the 1 is so pivotal for the Thunder that they can run those smaller lineups.
And that's why I say, like, that's why I really don't worry about. I know like that was a big word for Chet last year, was like, oh, he's too small to bang with these bigger centers. He's never going to be out of the box, them out and stuff like that. It's like the way that OKC plays, we just don't need him.
Don't need him to.
SGA can go and get 7-8 rebounds. Jalen Williams can go get 7-8 rebounds. Kaysen and Caruso and Dort aren't scared to go after the ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These guys are already tracking the ball everywhere that it goes as it is, so they're not worried about grabbing some rebounds. Yeah. So I say I don't know exactly. I mean, Nesmith and Nembhard are scary because, like, I mean, obviously you saw one was with Nesmith in the first game, and he hits all those threes. You know what I'm saying?
6'3", 7 threes.
They said Nembhard, like I said, forcing all those turnovers. OKC really, it's just I do think they're better coached. Yeah, I do think Daniel is a much better coach than Carlisle, but I just
why is every coach better than us? Like, why is it every coach in the fucking NBA better than Thibs? Like, it's crazy. No fucker should not be in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals by any fucking means, dude. This is crazy to think about. I just thought about that for a second. Like, Rick Carlisle is out coaching you, and Rick Carlisle is not even the top 4 or 5 coach in the league. That's crazy. This is terrible, man. That's terrible. But Continue.
No, yeah, like I said, I just feel like, obviously going into game one, we'll see the adjustment you make. But I feel like no matter what, even if the Pacers come out, they punch us in the mouth early.
Yeah,
I'm not worried. I feel like Dagno will just have that shit figured out so fast, man.
Yeah.
Like he just knows what to throw at you. And huh?
He's a genius.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he just know. I mean, the way he understands basketball is just so far ahead of so many other coaches right now.
Yeah.
And so once he sees that, I mean, he could just take advantage. Like any mistake you make, he's gonna throw a lineup at you that just kills you.
This is random. Man. This is gonna sound like kind of racist. Is he American?
He doesn't look it. That's my thing. I want to say he's like European.
Because I'm about to say, if he could coach Team USA, we'll never lose a medal ever again.
Yeah,
we'll never lose a medal ever again.
Because I originally thought that like he might have been, but then like I could have swore he was like Euroborn too. So it's weird because the last name doesn't sound too.
That should be interesting. I mean, if he is American, then let's put him on our US squad. Because it will never lose a medal ever again. I was thinking that.
Get that Steve Kerr nigga out of there.
Yeah, Steve Kerr, he's out of there. And then he created demons. If Tyrese Halliburton plays a few minutes in the USA games, he doesn't do that to us. But he had to create fucking demons out there. Like I don't understand why he did that.
He created the Celtics.
Why the fuck did he do that shit? That's all I want to know. But I also want to ask y'all a question. I'll start with you, Demond. Do you think this game is potentially for the face of the league?
I'm gonna say no.
Like this, not this game. I'm sorry, the finals in general.
I'm gonna say no because of the market that these teams is in. The Thunder obviously Shea's the MVP.
Yep.
He can get the Finals MVP, the Magic Johnson Award. He's gonna get all these awards, but because he plays on the Thunder, you got the TikTok people. But in terms of like tons of commercials getting pushed as the face of the league, like in 2 months from now, we gonna be saying the Thunder getting disrespected as favorites to win again because fucking the Lakers are gonna get a center and everybody's gonna talk about the Lakers again.
Yep, that's all it takes is when LeBron's playing again and then Jason Tatum is out and they're paying attention to the Celtics. What are they gonna do? What are the Knicks gonna do after they just lost? That's what, everybody more worried about what the Knicks are gonna do because they lost.
When Cooper Flag get drafted and they fucking get a free agent or something, they gonna say, "Oh, the Mavericks is gonna go to the finals." So the Thunder, like these two teams, are gonna get fucking disrespected in a few months after the offseason. Like Dylan Harper put up 30 in the summer league on the Spurs. Like, oh, Victor, you know what I mean? So in terms of like the market that these teams is in, I don't think that this is gonna get pushed as, oh, these guys are the face of the league. But in terms of the team, I don't think neither one of these teams are gonna be completely different next year. So the Pacers, they could get back to the finals, right? Yeah. The Thunder to me, still should be the favorites next year unless something drastic happen. Yep. Their team-wise, they should go back to the finals. So, in terms of, like, even Jokic, who's damn near, like, the best player in the league, didn't really get pushed as much as the best player in the league.
They want an American player.
They want that American face.
They want an American player.
The SGA, unfortunately, is from Canada.
Yeah, they're
so they don't want
they're never going to push a European or Canadian player.
That's what I'm saying.
They wanted Anthony Edwards to win that series so bad.
They did, bro. That's why they was pushing that fucking cousin agenda, bro. They had to do something. Like, yo, Shea does have a cousin out here. Like,
you see how hard it was going for the Knicks?
Bro,
you would have not thought that thought the Knicks were up going into Game 6.
Every post was about the Knicks.
Everybody was like, "Oh, they got to go back to New York. They got to go back to New York." Like, you would have thought they were trying to clinch the series instead of extend the series. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, Dan, you better get ready because I was gonna say when y'all talking about earlier, Pascal Siakam, this is gonna be his series. I don't know if J-Dub is checking him, but you're gonna have to defend J-Dub, bro, because Siakam's gonna give him work, bro. He's too big.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
I'm scared of Siakam.
Like to me, I know we kind of mentioned the X factors, but to me the X factor is gonna have to be because I don't think this is gonna be a Hartenstein series. I think Miles Turner is gonna be setting high ass pick and pops, pick and rolls, and it's gonna have to be Chet at the 5. But if Miles Turner can hit shots and space the floor well, and it force Hartenstein to get off the court, and then you live with Siakam versus J-Dub or even Chet. Yeah. That's what it's gonna come down to. But I think it's gonna be tough for Halliburton in this series to really like get off, and it's gonna come down to motherfuckers saying, "Oh, where's J-Dub, all defensive player?" And Siakam got 32 points, 3 missed shots, and then you go look at his highlights and his
body.
You feel me? And then Chet help kick it out. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, Miles
I do
Turner.
think
the
besides
shoulder demons, all of them shoulder
all the
demons,
motherfuckers, they don't miss in the first half. It's like
They don't.
I don't go, but yeah.
That's the fun one too, is to see that the Pacers put up so many points and the Thunder being the number one defensive team.
Yeah, that's
It'll be interesting to
defense
see
always.
that.
It's like, to me, defense always wins. That's why I got the Thunder winning this.
Right.
But you never know. Like sometimes you can't
I'm definitely not taking
scheme
this
up
like.
teams making crazy ass.
I'm definitely
shots.
not taking the series lightly. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say like no bias, because it's bias. I want the Thunder to win. I think the Thunder are gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but I'm also not gonna sit here and say like the Pacers are some pushovers. This is another team that once again made it all the way through the East again. I mean, like I said, it's obviously product of who they played.
Yeah.
You know, I can't sit here and let people disrespect them just because they dealt with injuries on certain teams and stuff like that.
Yep.
They still made their shots. They still ran teams off the court when they had to. So I mean, they're gonna give the Thunder a fight.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's gonna be like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I said, it's just me being biased. I just don't see them push. I had us winning this in 5 games.
and,
I agree.
And back to your face of the league thing, Tatum just won last year and was on the cover 2K.
They will do anything but
Motherfuckers
push him.
Still did not push him.
Yeah, they don't like Tatum.
Jordan athlete cover a 2K, and motherfuckers still disrespect.
I think the
Tatum.
NBA knows what players.
There's
moves.
a marketability difference.
It's
I
a
feel
market-
like
yeah, for sure.
in how Tatum presents himself
Mhm.
and how Anthony Edwards presents himself,
Oh, yeah,
how
no,
Halliburton presents himself,
Absolutely.
how SGA presents himself. Tatum is more humble, laid back, chill,
Mhm.
and so is SGA. But people push him as, he got aura. He's
Yeah,
the coolest
aura, man.
dude. He can dress.
Mhm.
He's so cool. He get buckets.
It is so funny
He
because I think
score
that
at a
really-
higher rate. He just does it differently.
I think that a lot of that started because of how we were like a very social media team.
Yeah.
Like let's make TikToks, let's do this, let's do that. Like all
Mm-hmm.
like that popularity shit pops off, and then all it takes is TikTok to get you one time.
Yeah.
And he's got aura. That shit never left after that.
It never left.
And now it's
Before
like
J Dub was a good player, he was a good player because of TikTok.
Yeah, literally.
Like before, like J Dub couldn't break out and be the most improved and go crazy and do all this stuff because TikTok already made him that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he already was at that level. But at the same time, like look at Halliburton, and I like attribute like marketability to like what people want to see you on.
Yeah.
Halliburton has been on WWE TV 3 times in the last year.
Yeah.
He's been at the Madison Square Garden show. He's been on NXT. He's been on Raw.
That motherfucker's in the game.
He is.
Yeah, so
He's
in the game. I was
literally
about to say
on.
that.
Like he's in WWE damn near. It's like the market, like the way you want to present yourself, is how it really kind of affects how you want to be a face of the league. Like nothing against LeBron, but like LeBron he just took it all on.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I'll be the face of the league. I'll do this.
I'll
be
do
the
whatever
stand-up
y'all want me
guy.
to do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll be the family man. I'll do all this stuff. And like nothing against like Halliburton obviously is like not as polarized as LeBron or neither is SGA or neither is Ant. But
Yeah.
when you want to be pushed in that sense, like Anthony Edwards has done a movie already. Anthony Edwards has, the fan popularity, the media popularity, the people that push him up and prop him up act like he's this one of one talent. And it's like you think about it, when the last time we seen a shooting guard that plays the way Ant does? It's been over 30 plus years, not even 30 plus years. I should say almost going on 2 decades
I'll say almost
since
20 years.
got like Kobe winning championships. I'm like that art of a shooting guard like leading the team like kind of is dead. Like, It really just don't happen too.
Hasn't been a
often.
thing in a long time.
Yeah, it's like if you ask him to win a championship, it's like it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot. And then before that, it was Jordan. It's like, all right, well, there's 2 outliers. Is he that level of talent? No, but that's what they want. They want they see him as that. They trying to push him
Jordan
as that.
situation.
They want to push him.
They
as
want
that.
this guard that can score the ball at will and is gonna play the defense and
At
do the
will.
nitty gritty stuff. Yeah, right.
The few players I did see they tried to push, like you talk about Zion, like they off the court shit. fucked up. They
Killed that
they
early.
off the
Zion,
court.
same thing.
They fucked up. They off the court shit. But like now you look at Victor, and it's like even if you want to say Lonzo and like the Ball brothers shit like that, like you that first year or two, like if you not popping off, motherfuckers
They'd
go
have
to the
loved
next
it.
player.
They would have loved Lonzo if it wasn't for LeVar.
They go to the next. They go to the next player.
Because Lonzo never did no weird shit off the court.
Yo, he was
he
chilling.
was
He was a very
perfect.
player. Like
He was
Melo, you
chilling.
could have never did it with Melo.
Perfect.
The hype was crazy, bro.
It was perfect for that face of the league, and LeVar was trying to position him, but at the same time, every time Lonzo did something bad, they were related back to LeVar.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
To Lonzo.
They wouldn't disconnect them from the team.
Yeah, they would.
Lonzo was so
be
heavily tied
associated,
to
yeah.
LeVar. Like you never heard about LeVar with LaMelo.
Yeah.
But Lonzo was so heavily tied in that anytime he did something wrong, anytime something bad happened, it was his dad did this. His dad.
His dad said this. Dad said that.
And
Couldn't escape it.
Ja talk more shit than Ant.
Yeah.
And people love, you know what I'm saying? They love Ja at a point. They love Ant at a point. And you look at SGA.
Ja, the
and
league
Tyrese,
doesn't love Ja.
At best, motherfucker, if motherfuckers fight, it's gonna be Lou Dort wild ass playing defense. He might fucking flagrant somebody and then they get to. It ain't gonna be no fights, no trash talk.
No.
These
Yeah,
motherfuckers, this
real
finna be a
humble-ass
calm ass finals. Motherfuckers finna hoop. Yo, good game. Walk off the court.
Ain't no arguing.
Ain't finna be no arguing, no rivalries from this. None of that.
Nothing.
It's gonna be good vibes and hoops. So.
And lastly, I just want to talk about the emergence of the big guard. Like big guards have always been like fantasized and like loved amongst the league. Like, everybody wants that big guard.
Yeah.
So like SGA, Halley are like two of the tallest point guards in the league. So them being in this spot just feels like, all right, how can we find that outlier again? But it's like there's other bigger guards in the league, and you know I'm trying to think like who really could be next up, because like you have LaMelo, who's I have to say been past the 2-year point, then pop off, probably not gonna ever be the face of the league. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just different level than Lonzo. Like he just doesn't have that same media training or whatever, and they let him kind of be like the loose screw, while Lonzo was like the more media trained, ready for to be the face of the league, which kind of hurt him in a way because he wasn't ready to be face of the league. So you look at LaMelo, it's like, is he probably ever going to be in this position? Probably not. I mean, realistically, this is like the
even if he gets out of Charlotte,
it's like his play style like doesn't see that. But then I see a guy like, they said like Luka was here last year, and like he's a point guard, he's a bigger guard. It's like, is that what people are gonna want more? Like 𝗥𝗚𝗫𝗓 was his stock rises because they see guys like SGA and Haliburton go off. Like we have to see.
I do think there's such thing as too tall as a point guard, though.
I do agree to that to an extent. But like also we see like Cade was just like everybody loved Cade this past year. And it's like if they're gonna try to push Cade, it's gonna take a lot because it's Detroit still. So it's like, are you gonna push Detroit as like that brand of basketball again, or are we gonna try to do something different? So like seeing like the face of the league, and it's like if it's a bigger guard, and like I like associate all that all together, it's like kind of crazy how all this is like this big guard kind of movement, and like we see it now, and it's like damn, like is it really going to be a situation where everybody wants that big playmaker? Like LeBron was the de facto playmaker. Yeah. 6'8", 250.
And I feel like this
and
really
who gonna check me at the top of the key?
I feel like this really started with Giannis. When Jason Kidd was having him like initiate the offense and shit like that. And then you seen teams just do some like fucking Jeremy Sohan was trying to run point guard.
Yeah, they did. People were doing crazy shit to get that big
Zion
guard,
run point guard. Something like
they had Simmons doing it before he became bad.
That point. That's what I'm saying. So they throw point. People don't realize point guard is also a mindset though. Like you can't have a power forward grow up and then it's like, yo, you got a little bit of passing. That's what I'm saying. You got to be a point guard because we need tall point guard. So it really comes down to a you gotta be willing to
be a playmaker.
You gotta be willing to be a playmaker. Like Anthony Edwards is a shooting guard. He's a guard, but he's not the best of playmakers.
Yeah, I mean, look what they try to do to Donovan Mitchell. They're trying to make him be a point guard when he's 6'4". I want to shoot a hell of a lot of threes. I will pass if I need to, kind of guard. But I want he's not. I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make people better, and that's why like, all right, we get rid of Darius Garland, but we do need somebody that can also initiate offense. And can we get somebody to initiate offense? It's going to be hard because Darius Garland's stock is way down. Him and Donovan Mitchell do not come at each other. They just have not. Even though they won 64 games, 67, something like that. And it's like. You still never believed in them. Nobody believed in Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell as a duo.
The only guard I've seen do that is Harden. That's the only motherfucker I've seen that transition from the 2 to the 1. He really was at the 2 a lot because the team he was on the Thunder. So that motherfucker went to the Rockets. They was like, shit, we ain't got nothing. Just give him the ball.
Westbrook and Chris Paul most of his damn career. He played the 1.
Exactly. So it's like seeing these big guards like emerge, like the de facto playmakers are the biggest guys on the court. Yeah. Like Jokic is the de facto playmaker for the Nuggets. Who's gonna come out to the top of the key and defend Jokic?
Right.
You want to bring your big out there, and it's like Thunder were the first team to actually throw a smaller smaller player on him and disrupt him. And it was like, all right, well, this is gonna work. I guarantee that you're gonna see that a lot more next year. You're gonna just how it is. It's like
crash.
They want those bigger guys, and like if you don't have that big guy that can put the ball on the court and play make, and it's like that's why I kind of wanted Mikal or OG to emerge somewhere because, sorry, but there is no way in hell, and Curry is the outlier, that you have a small guard leading you to a championship in today's game.
Yeah, no, it's not.
People are too big, they are too fast, and they're too strong.
Yeah.
You are going to run. It's like you're going to run into the Haliburton, and you're going to run into Nembhard off the screen, and then Nesmith's going to be helping, and then you got Pascal Siakam playing the passing lane, and then I'm fucking 5'10", I got to back down and Curry, fucking Nesmith, like I'm playing fucking post offense.
Curry can swing the rock, run around. You know what I'm saying? Curry,
nobody does that.
Curry's endurance was really what set him apart. Curry just never got tired. He run around that entire court until
he ain't got to come down somebody full court press him. He got to dribble past the press, and then he had Draymond Green. And it's crazy. Nobody guards Draymond. He still could get Curry the ball. So.
And who was the de facto playmaker on the Warriors? Draymond Green,
yeah.
the biggest player on the
On the
court.
team, yeah.
You have to have that big playmaker, and like seeing it with actually being a point guard that can actually facilitate and do a little bit of everything just shows that like I feel like that big guard kind of role is going to take over that. And that's also another thing like with the NBA draft. It's like Dylan Harper. If you kind of are crazy to pass on a guy that's that big, can score and can facilitate because you already have a point guard. I'll be damned if I pass on Dylan Harper because seeing how the NBA is now, it's like
just because I already have one.
if Victor cannot develop into that kind of playmaker, our second biggest player on the court probably is going to be Dylan Harper.
Yeah,
realistically speaking, and that's what we need.
Well,
we
he's
need
6'6"
that big.
already, right? 6'6".
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's 6'6". So it's like same thing with like if Ace Bailey somehow became a decent with his handle and decent with passing. The Philly would be crazy not to take him because like
6'10".
they need somebody that could like Tyrese Maxey is just too fucking small.
Yeah,
and it's like you throw that big defender on him, like
McCain gonna come back next year too.
and it gonna be what 6'2" as well. It's like you got a small ass backcourt, and it's like you're gonna need some size. And like I do see like the positional advantage at having the playmaker be the biggest player on the court. I feel like that's gonna be something that we're gonna see for the next decade, 2 decades, 3, because everybody's getting bigger, everybody's getting stronger.
And it sucks. I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking that this is probably the best point guard matchup that the finals has had. And
I'm trying to think. I mean, Curry and Kyrie probably.
over
a decade.
We barely seen them go at each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Only
what I'm saying. It
2016
was so back and forth. Say they weren't even guarding each other. So it's like
exactly.
SG and Halliburton are pretty likely to guard each other. I mean, realistically, unless they want Dort.
If I'm Shea, I mean, throw Lou Dort on there.
I'm Shea. I'm
Yo,
Lou.
Dort,
Caruso.
J-Dub.
Isaiah Joe.
I guard him. Yo, when we finna go to commercial break, I guard him. You know
I heart.
I'll line up ahead of him on the inbound. That's it.
You know what I mean? I guard him when we finna go to commerable break. You know what I mean?
This is definitely going to be the
I'm
best
throwing that
point guard
motherfucker
matchup.
in the corner.
But yeah, in terms of like ability, like them both going at it, because the last few finals, like fucking Drew Holiday versus who they play last year?
Who the Celtics play last year? Wow, the Mavericks. I mean,
The
Drew Holiday
Mavericks.
versus that's
Drew
not
versus
bad,
Luka.
but like
Just watching Luka versus fucking Drew Holiday at the point,
or
Derek
White. Like I don't know.
The
Like,
year
this
before
is
that.
feels like the age is right, and like their stories are so similar. They both got picked, I think, 11. I think so. Or maybe
sure.
SJ was like 10 or something like that. Both late lottery. Both got traded from their original teams. Both created these small markets and like they built around them. And, like it's just all the narratives.
Now they
around
made
it
these
is
small markets in the NBA.
It's literally
finals,
it's perfect to me. I think they just like.
I think a lot of people are overlooking it because it's smaller markets, but this could be like one of the better NBA finals, at least storyline wise.
Last NBA finals I enjoyed was the Bucks versus the Suns, which are 2 small markets. So like seeing that was another two small markets.
It's just cool to see teams that don't make it very often.
Yeah. Somebody's getting their first ring.
Yeah,
Somebody's
that's
getting their
exciting no
first
matter
ring.
what you say.
Yeah.
And somebody, I meant to say OKC's getting their first ring because I don't see. I have OKC in 5. You said
I said OKC in 5.
He got Indy in 6. So
I genuinely think it's gonna be. I think we take both in OKC. I think we lose one in Indy, and I think we close it out in OKC.
For my sake, I hope it's like a good ass 5 or like a good ass 5.
Yeah, I definitely want us to be a good series. Like I mean, like I'm cool winning by 15 every.
You feel me?
We're minus 9.5 favorites.
Yeah,
for the first game.
I can see it, man. But yeah, I got OKC in 5.
All right. Well, we all got OKC in 5. Hopefully, we can all be right on something for once.
Yeah.
Usually, we are the Bad Luck Podcast. Everything we speak of, it usually goes to shit.
Pacers in 4.
Like wow, the Pacers sweep the Thunder in a shocking turn of events. Wow. Let's get the virtuosos on camera and see their reaction right now.
Like a live reaction.
Like actually, I don't want to fucking talk about it.
I don't. I really don't.
Fuck y'all, actually. But we appreciate you guys for joining us on this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.